about airplanes? What about airplanes? Like, don't the pilots know this? Because
yes, they do. Most of them do. Lots of them do.
They'd have to.
Well, no,
Talk
they
about
don't have
this.
to. They're glorified bus drivers. They take off and land the plane, and the GPS flies them. All of the flights. But Qantas, it's the southern pilots that really matter. And the Qantas pilots, they say they all know. They talk about it amongst themselves, but they don't talk about it publicly because they will lose their jobs. Here's an example. Qantas is out of Australia. So if you wanted to go from Australia to Santiago, the shortest trip, if the Earth was a ball, would just be straight across the bottom of the globe, right? Mm-hmm. Right across the bottom. But they don't do that. They go all the way up in the northern hemisphere, all the way across, and all the way back down. Why do they do that? Right? And if you look at it on a flat Earth map, it's pretty much a straight line.
Oh my God.
Okay. And these flights, and never is there somebody going from one place in the north to another where they dip into the south and come up. Any flights from two northern locations will always, without exception, stay in the north. Any flight in southern locations that are going to distant southern lands will go into the north, and that's because, that's because this is how the world is set up. Like, for example, here's a flight from Argentina to India, okay? Why doesn't it just fly across Africa, right? It goes all the way up here to make a stop, right?
Yeah.
And that's because this is it on a flat Earth.
Oh my God.
Right? Here's and then NASA's in charge of all radar, GPS, and international flight plans. So they've got total control over what's going on, right? And the GPS is closed source information. It's not open source. It should be, but it's all made up nonsense. But sometimes there's emergency landings that have to happen. And there was one where it stopped in Seattle.
Okay.
Does that say Seattle? It says Seattle.
Does. Yeah.
Right. From Hawaii to New York, but Seattle is a straight line from Hawaii to New York. Right. Take another one. We got Dallas to Beijing with an emergency landing in Calgary. Why Calgary? Well, Calgary's right on a straight line.
Right there.
This happens again and again and again. We got London to Islamabad in Pakistan, emergency stop in Moscow. Moscow's right on that straight line. But notice they don't go into the south. This just stays in the north. Right? Northern flights, stay in the north. Southern flights cut up in the north. Ridiculous.